Welcome to round 9 of my 32 beer Super Bowl. Here we have Grolsch, European Pale Lager, 5% ABV, and it's from, I think, the Netherlands, and if not, it's from Belgium. Against an American lager, not an adjunct, but an American lager by Big Beer Anheuser-Busch, 4.8%. I've had this one. I can tell the difference between this and adjunct lagers such as Budweiser, and it's better. I've never had Grolsch before, so I'm looking forward to trying this. This, what it says, is a Pilsner on the bottom, but Beer Advocate calls it a European Pale Lager. Got a bit of a head on there. But I did have a few glugs pouring it, so I'll try to pour this one in the same manner. I don't want to tell the difference by looking at them or by feeling it. And a little bit more of a head. So this ought to be interesting. So far in this 32 beer challenge, the favorites have always won. That is, the highest rated against the lowest rated, or the higher rated against the lower rated. The higher rated always won, except in one case. And that was the case of Hofbräu against Corona. And Corona, I chose that one, which is odd, because I wouldn't have expected that, and I doubt you would have either. So, look at that. It looks like a bit more carbonation coming up. Quite a bit more carbonation from the Michelob. Retaining a head. Quite a few more bubbles coming up. This really, it's like a geyser of bubbles coming up in there. And I don't know how well you can see it, so let me see if I can get a side-by-side comparison here. Now, I'll know which one is which by looking at them, so I'll do my usual and start shuffling them around until I don't know which one is which. And it's hard not to keep track, even subconsciously. But that's why I gotta talk while I'm doing this, to try to keep my mind from keeping track of which one is which. And then I know that when I put it up against my mouth, if that head is still there, then I'm probably going to feel it and know which one is which. And to be honest with you, I'm biased on this one, because I hope Michelob wins, because I like Michelob. And I've never had Grolsch before, so I really don't care one way or another how Grolsch performs in this. But Michelob was one of those beers that I grew up drinking. Normally it would be Budweiser, but if I wanted to splurge, then we get Michelob. Just as long as it was from Anheuser-Busch, because I grew up in the St. Louis area. So Anheuser-Busch, if you didn't drink Anheuser-Busch products, you were a traitor. Okay, well, let's see now what we got here. So I'm going to keep my eyes closed and take a swig. Kind of similar taste to an adjunct lager. Probably Michelob. Sweetness, a little weak. Okay, I got some water here, so I'm gonna rinse. All right, let's see this one. Much stronger. Much stronger. My initial impression favors this one. I'm thinking this is Grolsch and this is Michelob, because this one is much weaker and watery compared to this one. But, still got a decent flavor. kind of doesn't have that adjunct lager aftertaste. It's a beer that I could drink more of. Whereas with most adjunct lagers, after you drink one, then that dryness, that sawdusty type of feeling or taste starts emerging. But that's not bad, I could probably drink another one of those. Much stronger. Bit more bittery. I'm still leaning towards this one. Let me rinse out. But weak. That's the problem with this one. It's, again, when you compare it side by side, it's like you take this one, add some water, you get this one. And frankly, I don't like water. Well, I do like water, but not in my beer. Yeah, I'm going with this one, at least initially, but I still want to finish these both before I really decide conclusively. Because, there's some stuff that could emerge by the time I finish these. This is a good finish for this one because this one goes down smooth and dryish, and this one adds some crispness. And I like the crispness. Let's see when I finish it with this one. This one's got some bitterness in the finish. And I want to say that this one might seem to have more of a corny taste than the last adjunct lager I did, which was Foster's Lager. Although this is not an adjunct lager, or that is assuming this is Michelob. I'm assuming, and I'll open my eyes, and I would say that given the head that's on there, it's probably Michelob. But let me just finish these up. Although this one is more strong, or stronger, there is an aftertaste to this that I don't care much. And I don't, I'm biased, and I don't want to say, well, I'm going to use that as an excuse to choose the Michelob. Because it's just too weak. I just don't know if I was to pour myself another one of these, I would probably pour this one. Even though I really don't care for it too much. But it's stronger. It's more flavorful. Slightly. I really don't want another one of these. And I really don't want another one of these. But I think I'd rather have another one of these than another one of these. Which is this. So far, the European pale lagers are making mincemeat out of the American adjunct lagers and the American lagers. I think this will be a... Of the beers that I have listed, the first 8 lowest rated beers were adjunct lagers, and then this is the first non-adjunct lager with a low rating. And I can kind of understand why. So on our next contest, round number 10, we're going to have Stella Artois versus Labatt Blue. That'll be interesting. Labatt Blue is an adjunct lager from Canada, but Stella Artois is a European pale lager. Well, thanks for watching, and stick around to see who's going to win this Super Bowl.